way that God can spare you and remain a just God is for you to come to Christ and let Jesus Christ come into your heart and forgive your sins. That's the only way God can do it.
Sure, you have religion, but that's not going to save you. You are saved by Jesus Christ, by the blood that was shed on the cross, by his resurrection.
350. Stop interrupting. Stop my time. Stop interrupting. No, stop interrupting. He's running from the debate because now he knows he's going to be disproven. And from now on, ladies and gentlemen, I will interrupt him whenever I want. The original has been changed. You need the original to show me where it's been changed. And if you don't have the original, you can't make the claim.
150 years. They used the name Peter, the disciples. Yes, it did. There was some truth in there, for sure. He was the messenger of God, for sure. But these pagans, what they done, they made the pig halal. While it was forbidden, but because pagans used to love pork so much, they continued to eat the pork.
I was in Uganda. They were forced in Uganda to be gay. Which part you can follow? You can follow.
In their Bible, the Jesus pig. So here we go. We got another Christian witness here. So far, the Christianity you see in today's day over here, that's the man-made Christianity of the Freemasons. This church, the Anglican Church, what they are doing, working for the Freemasons, not for the Jesus. If there is
Time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to show that our Dawagandist here is simply repeating a script that even contradicts his own book. He said Jesus made food halal, permittable, that was haram, forbidden. Well, let me just quote his own book to you.
I didn't say that.
In Surah 350. Stop my time. Stop interrupting. No, stop interrupting. He's running from the debate because now he knows he's going to be disproven. And from now on, ladies and gentlemen, I will interrupt him whenever I want. And when I do, watch him complain. Now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Ready? Wait. Are you done? Are you done being rude and ignorant? Are you done being rude and ignorant? Are you done being rude and ignorant? Are you done being rude and ignorant?
No.
Right, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, he calls his Quran a liar, and I agree. Here's what the Quran says. This is Jesus speaking. I have come to you to attest the law which was before me. Listen to the next bit. And to make lawful to you part of what was before forbidden. So in other words, according to the Quran, Jesus said that he's going to make things permissible that were forbidden. That's what the Quran says. So in other words, he doesn't like his own book, because when we Christians say it, he says that that's a problem. But when the Quran says it, he says that it isn't. Let me show you that his script that he learned in a mosque contradicts his own book, because his God, speaking to me and to Christians, says this: let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah hath revealed therein. So Allah is commanding Christians to follow the gospel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, he's talking to the people of the book. Who were the people of the book? Jews and Christians. What did they identify as the gospel? What I have in my bag. That's what they identified as the gospel. His script has no evidence, and he's running from the argument. I've asked him 3 times, tell me what the original injil was. Where can I find it? How can I read it? Because if you're going to say that the injil has been changed, you need the original to show me where it's been changed. And if you don't have the original, you can't make the claim. Also, because you're just repeating a script, you haven't listened to what I have said. I didn't say Christians became before Jesus. I said they came before the Bible, the New Testament, and that is true. Your ignorance of my religion is your problem. You embody exactly the ignorance that I'm talking about. Yep.
Number one,
All right, starting.
go ahead. He pointed out that Jesus made forbidden things allowed for the Jews,
That's what your Quran says.
and that's what my Quran says.
Yes, he does.
And this is true
Oh, so it's not a problem then.
that
So why was there a
Jews were
problem
not
when
allowed to
Jesus did
use-
it in the Bible?
the Jews were not allowed to use.
Why was there a problem when Jesus did it in the Bible?
The Jews were not allowed. Well done. The Jews were not allowed to use the fat of the lamb.
No, why was it a problem when
They were
Jesus
not-
did it in the Bible?
They were not allowed to use.
Why
were
was
not
there a
allowed
problem when Jesus did it in the Bible, but it's okay when the Quran did it?
Jesus never allowed the pork to be eaten.
Where's your proof?
They never said that you eat the pork. It's a
How do you
dirty
know?
animal,
How do you know?
As it has been.
Where does the
and has
Quran
been
list it?
prescribed.
Where does the Quran list it?
And now,
You weren't saying that when he was interrupting me.
I asked this man
Why the double standard?
very simple question.
Why the double standard?
The very simple question.
Who's the first
which
and the
he
last?
ran away from.
Who's the first
He
and the
ran
last?
away from the argument.
Who's the first and the last?
That where
Who's the
does
first
God
and the
say
last?
I am God? Worship me in Bible.
Where does Isa say he is the Messiah in the Quran? Where does Isa say he is the Messiah in the Quran?
When I asked him for the fish,
Where does Isa say he is the Messiah in the Quran? Where does Isa say that he is the Messiah in the Quran? Where does Isa say he is the Messiah in the Quran? Where does Isa say he is the Messiah in the Quran?
what kind of
Where does Isa say he is the Messiah in the Quran?
Quran is not the word of Jesus.
Where does Isa say he is the Messiah in the Quran?
Say,
Why can't you answer my question?
when I asked
Why can't you answer my question? Why can't you answer my question? Don't push into me. Why can't you answer my question? Who's the first and the last in the Quran? Who is the first and the last in the Quran? Allah is the first and the last in the Quran. Who's the first and the last in the Bible? Jesus
does not
Christ.
want to accept
Okay,
that
this debate's over, bro.
Bible is
Yeah, well, I'll
contaminated.
heckle him for another 1 minute 50, whatever.
That Bible is contaminated.
So you can't answer my question. So you can't answer my question. Here's the number of questions you didn't answer. Where does Isa say he is the Messiah in the Quran? You didn't answer that. Who is the first and the last in the Quran? You didn't answer that. Where is the original Injil? You didn't answer that. All you have is an ignorant script given to you by ignorant men. If you are a seeker after truth, you owe it to yourself to be consistent in your arguments. And you can't be consistent in your arguments. You can't be consistent in your arguments because your script is broken. I'm the Christian here. You are not the Christian. Do you know what a Christian is? What's a Christian? What's a Christian? What's a Christian? What's a Christian? What's in the right? Brilliant. Right. People that believe in the Christ are Christians. Agreed? Right. And Christ brought an Injil, didn't he? Who did he bring it to? The people. Which people? Which people?
To the people of Israel.
Israel, right. So Christ brings a new revelation to the Jews, doesn't he? So that means the Jews now have to follow Jesus, correct? And who does the Quran say are Christians? Who does the Quran say are Christians?
Nasrani, yes.
Who are they?
Nasrani are the followers of the Jesus.
Yes, and they're Jewish, right? So if the followers of Jesus are Jewish Christians, who are the Jews?
The followers of Abraham.
The followers of Abraham. So is the Quran
Moses,
saying,
David,
so is the
Solomon, all
Quran
of them.
saying that you can ignore the next prophet to follow the last one?
Now, can I answer that?
Yeah, I would like to hear that answer.
What happened is that at the time of Jesus, when the Jesus came with the revelation, well, not with the revelation, with the miraculous birth, and the Jews, the Bani Israel, were behaving very badly. They were indulging themselves into adultery very badly. I don't know if you know this. They were involved into usury, riba,
I'm just
the
asking.
interest.
No, that's not answering my question.
1 minute. So Jesus came as a messenger to correct those people,
To the Jews,
to the Jews,
who then became Christians.
who then some of them did become Christian. Yes.
So at that time, that's the revelation to follow, right?
That was the revelation to follow.
So
for
the Jews that refuse to follow Jesus, they are no longer,
infidel.
they're infidel. So why does he call them people of the book?
Okay, what God is referring to,
Yeah.
that the people of book who believe in one Lord,
Right?
the people who believe in one Lord,
Yeah.
this is what it's referring to.
Right, so now let's actually look at what your Quran says. Because this is the problem, bro. When you just come here to repeat a script and you don't actually
No.
sit down and study.
This is what it is. You are getting it wrong here.
No, let me show you. Let me
You're
show
getting
you.
it wrong here first.
You don't even know what I'm trying to show you.
I know what you're going to show
What
me.
am I going to show you? Because I'm going to show you wrong.
There's two things that have been mentioned in Quran. The people of the book, and then the people of the book have been cursed for disobeying their
That was
own
not what I
books.
was going to show you.
Okay, go on then.
You see, you jump into conclusions again.
Go on then.
You see, if you're more humble, you'll learn more. Not just about Christianity, but even maybe about your own Quran.
That's why the whole Christians have left the churches.
So-
The churches are being sold. They're left abandoned.
They're abandoning
Everything.
Sharia
Where-
law in North Sudan. They're abandoning Sharia law in Iran. They fled from Sharia law in Afghanistan. Like, Afghanis don't want to live under Sharia. They're running away from the Taliban. In Indonesia, Christianity is the fastest growing religion. In Iran, the fastest growing religion is Christianity. So please, we can all pull out silly arguments like this.
Listen, I don't
Now-
know what you're talking about. How many people you see
No,
in
no,
the
no,
churches
no.
over here?
No.
No, you have just tell a lie.
So what?
Are people
brother,
Christians
brother,
running away
no,
or
one-
not?
no,
While you're
brother,
looking, keep
brother,
talking.
Brother, the reality is you don't go to enough churches. All you see is what the BBC want you to see.
All the refugee
And the
Africans out
BBC.
there, trust me,
Yeah.
if there's no Africans in this country, your churches will turn into nurseries and
There's,
nightclubs.
there's
You know
definitely problems.
how many of them are?
There is definitely problems.
Yeah?
Yes.
Why
Right.
is that? It's because of the
Do
hypocrisy.
you understand Turkish mosques
Because
are
of the,
empty?
no, they're not. I
Yes,
just
they
came
are.
from Istanbul
Yes, they are.
after Kemal Atatürk.
So,
there was.
come and look, right? This is what your Quran says, right? To thee, firstly, let's look at this verse,
Which one is this?
right? This is Surah 5, Ayah 47. Okay?
Let me take it out as well.
Yeah.
Just in case. Surah 5, ayah number?
Starting at 47, but we're not finishing there.
Wake up! They adopted the name Gaza! You're pathetic! Education!
Okay, yeah.
Right. Brother, you're asking a lot there. You're asking a lot with this guy. Right, listen. So it says, let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah hath revealed. Right. Firstly, this was revealed in the 7th century. Allah is talking to the people of the book, and he's telling them to judge by the gospel. That means the people of the book who are Christians, what do they identify? In the 7th century, what did they identify as the gospel? Try to reason now. What did they identify as the gospel?
The arrival of the prophet, the
No,
Messiah,
that's a lie.
after that,
You're lying. That's a lie.
in the Bible.
No,
And,
that's a lie. What they
give me the
identified
reference.
as, what do they identify as the
Give me the
injil?
reference for
What they
the
identify as the
arrival of the Prophet Muhammad in the Bible. Find me the. I do have it written down. on
So,
my book. I
well,
don't bring it with me.
you come back
1
to that
minute.
verse.
I've only come to the part today to see you, Bob. Sorry about that.
Maybe.
You're truly blessed.
Thank you.
Please carry on doing God's work, Bob.
I will try my
You
best.
are truly
All right.
blessed. Take care.
God bless. God bless, brother. Yeah.
God bless.
So,
God bless.
why you shouldn't talk with your mouth full. Right. So, guys, right? Look at this and try to reason with me. Allah is talking in the 7th century to a people who are Christians to judge by the gospel, right? Those people identified what I have in my bag as that gospel, okay? That means that Allah is telling them to live and believe by what I have in my bag. Now show me why I'm wrong.
This Bible, you have got.
No, show me why I'm wrong from this verse.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong, thank you. Brilliant. So that means...
From the gospel at the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
And what was that?
The gospel, whatever the gospels were there.
See, you don't know,
no,
do you?
One minute.
You don't know, do you? You don't know, but I do. Go on.
The gospel at the time,
Yeah.
it was a different gospel.
Prove it.
Okay, number one.
Prove it.
Number two.
No. You've just told a lie. You've just told an absolute lie. And you're repeating a lie that you have been told that you have never once checked. But the difference between me and you is that I have checked. We have the Gospels from the 7th centuries. They're in museums around the world. We have their names. They are in lists. You can find them yourself, and then you can go and read them yourself. You can go and there's hundreds of manuscripts, hundreds. And what do they teach? Wait, one second. No, one second. You're again repeating a lie. And the problem is you think that because I have studied that I'm just going to believe your lie. But the reality is I know you're making things up because I've actually gone away and looked. When you look at the 7th century manuscripts of the Bible in the Syriac, which is what they were reading in the Middle East, it matches what I have in my bag.
Where is it?
You can pull them up, you can look at them yourself. They're in museums across the world.
This Bible is not the copy of that Bible.
Prove it.
This is what it is not.
Prove it.
It has been proven.
Where?
That
By who?
this is
Prove it.
your own pastors, your own scholars.
Give me one.
Guys, listen.
Give me one. Name one.
One minute.
I'd love a cup of tea. Milk, 1 sugar.
You're saying which gospel you got, by the way?
Right, unless you can offer proof to something.
No. One second. What gospel you got at the moment?
Right. Let me explain the Christian faith to you, because you're just repeating statements.
What gospel you got?
You're just repeating statements.
Answer me.
You're going to.
Yeah.
You're just repeating statements that you've heard in the mosque that you've
No,
never
shut
checked.
up.
No,
Tell me what is the gospel
I'm going
in
to
your
tell
bag.
you. I'm going to tell you. There are 4 accounts of one gospel. Those 4 accounts are named Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are the original. Prove me wrong, because if you can't, I'm going to prove myself right.
Okay. Now, number one, you got 4 more Bibles which have been rejected.
What Bibles are we talking about?
Bible Barnabas.
Bible. You don't even know what you're talking about. What does Bible mean?
Okay, Gospel Barnabas.
The Gospel of Barnabas is 3rd century document.
Okay, where is it?
The Gospel of Barnabas,
Yeah.
you can find it in museums,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
But we're not
What is
talking
it?
about
One
that.
minute, one minute,
We're
one
talking
minute.
about what the
One
Quran
minute,
says.
1 minute, yes.
So are you saying
So
Are you saying that this is the Gospel of Barnabas?
Okay, now, number one.
Are you saying that's the Gospel of Barnabas?
No. This is
It
not.
isn't.
It is referring to some part of the Gospel of Barnabas. Now listen
That
to this one.
fictitious account. Do we know why it's
Listen
fictitious?
to this one. Listen to this.
Wait, do you know anything about the Gospel of Barnabas?
Yes, I do.
Right, when was
It
the first...
says-
when
it is...
is it first heard?
Wait, just shut up, please, let me talk.
No, you lied. And
Just
you
tell
interrupted
me,
me when you felt like it.
did the Prophet Muhammad mention in the Gospel of Barnabas or not?
No, he isn't.
He isn't?
Can I go after? But I don't want any cameras.
Yes, we can talk off camera if you're willing to wait. Yeah. Yes. The Gospel of
1 minute,
Barnabas.
let me show it to
the
you.
Gospel of Barnabas.
1
Fine.
minute.
No, I'll take back what I've said. I'm happy. I was thinking about my Gospels, not your Gospels. I'm happy to say the Gospel of Barnabas mentions Muhammad.
Okay.
The Gospel of
This
Barnabas.
is what?
The Gospel of Barnabas is a 7th century fake.
Okay.
It's
This
a
is
7th
what-
century fake. Shall I tell you why we know? Because the Gospel of Barnabas talks about wine barrels, right? Wine barrels didn't come until centuries later. In the 1st century, they used wine skins.
Whatever you say,
Yeah.
this is what
You
the
don't know
Quran
history,
is
do you?
referring to the